Hugh, you said hell diving, and that's not a term I use very often, but it could be a term we use to describe Saquon Barkley's start to the season. Hugh,
I like how you tied
well,
that
he's
in.
hell diving right into the middle of the line and not getting much yardage. So Saquon Barkley, through the first month of the season, 77 carries, 237 yards. He is averaging 59 yards per game. Last year, of course, in the all-time great season, he averaged 125.3 yards per game. This isn't even half. And I understand it's early, and there's a lot of season to go, and he certainly could get going, and I think a lot of people do expect him to get going. But I got to tell you, I know there was a lot of data out there. There was a lot of reason and logic to think, and I know we're going to hear from I Told You So Douglas in a second, that Saquon wouldn't have the same kind of year he had last year. But I got to tell you, 4 games in, it's one thing if it happens one game. It's another thing if it happens 2 games. We're about a quarter of the way into the season, and we haven't gotten any traction in the running game. Saquon is actually trending down in terms of the yardage. I'm surprised. I wake up today as we enter October surprised at how difficult it has been for the Eagles to run the football. Now, did I think it would be as dominant as last year? No, that was probably hard to do. I thought he had a chance to replicate it, but logically I understood why it was going to be harder. Teams were going to adjust. But if you had said to me, Joe, take a deep breath, it's not going to be as good as last year, I would have probably said, okay, maybe he wouldn't average 125 yards a game, but I'm going to get 80, right, or 90, or 75. Or
something close, because that was the bet we had last week, right?
Yeah, right, 81 and a half.
81 and a half, yeah.
I would have thought that it would have been a good season. So far, the run game has been bad. It might be the biggest issue with the offense, and we're just kind of looking at that. They're always in 3rd and long, and then we yell about A.J. and Jalen. They can't run the football. They couldn't run the football to end the game on Sunday. Hugh, first quarter of the season, are you surprised it has been this challenging for the Eagles running game and Saquon? You heard the question. Are you surprised that it's been this difficult?
Not at all, Joe. I just wanted to hear you repeat it, because I tried to tell you this like when the season started, and y'all was talking about, you don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
you
don't.
Saquon kind of poo-pooed the fact that, it's the motivation is different, and that's natural. That's natural to happen. Last year you talk about coming off of being cut or being let go by the New York Giants. And the GM basically said, hey, we don't want you here, but let us know when you find another job.
Yeah, he did do that.
And the owner talking about he would be sick if he came to the Philadelphia Eagles, and he did that. Had a hell of a season. The motivation was different. Not saying that he's not a good running back, because I think he is, and he doesn't look any different. But offensive line, a lot of contact that I've seen, some of it has been behind the line of scrimmage. He doesn't have the running lanes that he once had. I think that the Mekhi Becton factor has something to do with it. They just haven't had that continuity yet. And you know what the unfortunate thing about this offense right now is? They're disjointed. So it's one of those things, Joe, where you just can't put it all on Saquon Barkley. It's a combination of a whole bunch of different things. It's Kevin Patullo. Him getting, up to speed and acclimated with, the weapons that he has, because he's in a different realm. He's in a different position now where he's the actual play caller. And a lot of times when I watch this team, it just feels like the offense has no flow. It's not like I don't see a whole lot of plays that set up other plays.
I agree. I feel the same thing. And you're right. I mean,
fluidity.
The details on what you said and why it's gotten like this, I agree with that. I think we're all seeing something similar. I'm just surprised it has been this pedestrian in the running game for this many weeks. I mean, the Eagles always have a good running game, and that dates back to before Saquon got here.
Yeah.
Now Saquon took it to a different level last year, and he broke away all those big runs, and he had an historic season. But we could look up to different ways of kind of evaluating this. But I would say let's just use the Sirianni era. Since Nick Sirianni arrived to the Eagles, I doubt any team in the NFL has had more rushing yards. We could go look at the numbers over 5 years. I would bet, without looking it up and having the exact data in front of me, that the Eagles have had the most rushing yards in the NFL over the last 5 years. And that is including some years without Saquon Barkley. The Eagles' running game with Sirianni, with Hurts as a +1 in the running game, with Jeff Stoutland, it's always good. It was good before Saquon got here. It went to a different level last year. So I am surprised. I'm surprised we've gotten to the point where through 4 weeks, it's not been a good running game. And Hugh, the only reason, if you look at the overall numbers, the only reason the running game looks decent, it's really because of Jalen. Jalen has had a good amount of rushing yards, right? Especially week 1. I think he had over 60 this past week, too.
Yeah, it's not been
It's not from the running game.
Bad, yeah,
Jalen has propped up the running game so far this year to make it look not as bad as it's been. It's been a bad running game. And it's super surprising to me because the Eagles always have a solid, if not excellent, running game. 215-592-9494. Are you surprised that Saquon Barkley is off to as slow of a start? I told you so. Douglas rolled in here at 10 o'clock today. But you didn't tell us it would be this down. You said he wouldn't do what he did last year. This is, 59 yards a game.
I'm not pushing the panic button because a lot of it is also teams are not going to let Saquon Barkley do what he did last year. It's going to be a little bit more tough sledding, and I think that's what you've seen.
But didn't they load the box at times at the end of last year, and he still had big games?
Yeah, but you got a lot of run blitzes. I've seen a few run blitzes, quite a few, and I've seen a lot of penetration. I've seen a lot of guys getting in the back.
Come on, it's a family show. What are you doing?
What are you talking about?
You're giggling.
So hard.
It was just. I am a professional.
All right, take a deep breath and let's hear from an actual professional.
Hold on. You have to remind yourself out loud, I am a professional.
I am a professional.
He's going to go back and look in the mirror after work today and be like, you are a professional.
You, sir, are a professional.
And you get back out there tomorrow.
Couldn't get through the word penetration.
You don't giggle at your own words, all right? You get back out there tomorrow.
No, I just think it's funny because, we were talking earlier, certain words that I know I'm going to screw up, and I say them, and it's just like, you about to screw that
All right, why don't you take a little pause? Let's hear from a pro, Ray Didinger, speaking about the Eagles' running game, Saquon, and the first quarter of the season.
And the one question that everybody seems to be asking, which I understand looking at the numbers, is there something wrong with Barkley? Is there something? Everybody's not everybody, but some people offered the cautionary view that, running backs historically, you go back through history, that have a year like he had last year, they aren't the same player next year. That you just don't come back from that right away. So everybody's kind of looking for that. Honestly, Joe, I don't see it. I don't see that he's lost a step. I don't see that he's running any differently. The production, last year he was averaging 6 yards a carry. Now he's averaging less than half of that.
So, and the numbers are stark. Again, he averaged last season, Saquon Barkley, in a historic season, 5.8 yards per carry. It's 3.1 so far this year. Look, I don't see physical deterioration. I don't think he's lost a step. I think he's this guy I saw last year. He just hasn't broken one yet. But I'm surprised. I'm surprised it has been this slow of a start to the season. Jordan Mailata, earlier this week, here's what he said about Saquon. It sounds like he doesn't think this is Saquon issue, more maybe with him and his other guys up front.
100%.
Yeah.
He's even hungrier now to even, be better than last year. The hunger and drive I see every day is increased tenfold. There's been no drop-off for his mentality and the way he approaches the game. The only drop-off that I see is just our consistency up front and executing on the detail and technique. That's it. That's the same answer every week, and it's the same answer that you're going to get because it's the same question.
Yeah.
Well, I love that from Mailata, taking the accountability for the offensive line not playing as well and really saying it's on them. Also, Mailata, I think that was a direct shot at Hugh Douglas for questioning maybe a little bit of the motivation from Saquon, coming back and doing it again. You heard him say he's got the same motivation.
No, it's different.
Mailata says it's the same.
I hear, and I got a lot of respect for the big fella because he's in the trenches, and I got a lot of respect for those guys, but it's not the same because you went from being I think bust is strong. I think bust is strong.
He wasn't a bust. He just probably.
But you went to a
career.
Hall of Fame caliber player, and I say that with a heavy H, Hall of Famer, in 1 year. You thrust yourself into that Hall of Fame conversation.
That's a heavy H.
Heavy H. Seriously. You have, and that's what you're looking for.
Right.
Now, when he says the motivation is still the same, because now he's in that Hall of Fame conversation.
Yeah, but I don't think the motivation is the problem. I think the offensive line hasn't blocked well enough.
No, they haven't.
And the passing game has been
pedestrian.
At best, yeah. At best.
Pedestrian is not bad.
Pedestrian's not bad? For all the money we have in the passing game? Pedestrian?
I've seen a lot of penetration.
Oh, my God. 215-592-9494.
Never 4-0.
Yeah.
That dog's still going to hunt.
That dog's not hunting anymore, man.
That dog's still hunting.
All right. Are you surprised Saquon's off to as slow of a start as he is? Kyle, what are you feeling on this as Saquon Barkley is not close to what he was doing last year?
Yeah, well, I'm surprised. I'm also mad at myself because I believed all the baloney that I was fed during training camp from Elliott, who's going to come on at 11, Said Saquon looks like even better than he did in training camp last year.
Did he sell us?
said
Did he sell us a lemon on this one?
I mean, look, and I guess I sort of talked myself into the fact that Saquon was just different.
Yep.
Like he would be more of a Derrick Henry type than your typical running back who's on top of the mountain and then all of a sudden falls off. So I don't know, and I guess part of me still kind of expects him to break out this season.
I do too. I think it's a matter of time.
Yeah, and I don't buy the nonsense of it's a motivation issue whatsoever. I think it's, as you said, more of a penetration issue.
Yeah, bad penetration.
Motivation or penetration? What's the issue here?
And I think with a few more weeks, the offensive line's going to get a little bit more continuity, and he'll still break out. So I guess in terms of my expectations before the season and what I still expect, I'm surprised it's gotten off to the slow start it has.
Yeah, look, and I think I don't believe most of this is on Saquon. I don't think he lost a step. I don't think he's diminished. I don't believe that we're talking about a player who's not as good. Now, is he going to be as great as he was last year? With the start he's off to, it's hard to imagine he gets to 2,000 yards, but I still expect excellence out of him. I still think he will get going. I expect him to have some big carries very soon here, but it's been a slow start. 215-592-9494. We've spoken a lot this week, and we'll get to more AJ stuff in a little bit here. What Kevin Patullo said yesterday. We spent a lot of time on the passing game, on AJ, on Jalen. The fact of the matter is, in that second half on Sunday, that's when you want to run the football. That's when you want to run the clock out, right? They did on Sunday what we kind of want them to do from a formula standpoint. They got the lead throwing early. They were efficient early.
Couldn't salt it away.
And that's what you figure. You figure with this line, with this back, you salt the game away and don't give the Bucs the ball back. Instead, it was 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. The only time we scored on Sunday in the second half was when it was a short field. 215-592-9494. Where do you come down on Saquon's start to the season? Are you surprised by it? I think we all wish he would get more yards and think he will at some point. But are you surprised it's been as slow of a start? I told you so, Douglas, in the house early.
In the house.
Saying he is not surprised.